Sarah cried that night. Humans think we don't notice, but we do. We notice everything. I wanted to comfort her, but Luna needed me more. So I stayed under that bed until it was dark outside, and the streetlights came on, and Sarah finally crawled under there with us. She didn't say anything, just laid on the floor in her work clothes, getting dust in her hair, and cried while holding Luna. After a while, she reached out and stroked my head too, and we stayed like that, 3 of us under a bed in the ruins of our family until we fell asleep. That's when Sarah made the call to Michael. I heard her the next morning, voice rough from crying, trying to sound reasonable. We need to talk about the cats. Shared custody. That's what they called it, like we're kids in a divorce. Except we're not kids, we're cats. We do want to understand schedules and calendars, and it's better this way, and they need both parents in their lives. We understand home. We understand pack. We understand that every other week, our entire world gets packed into carriers and driven to a place that isn't home, no matter what anyone calls it. Here's how it works. Every other week, Luna and I get packed into our carriers and driven across town to Michael's new apartment. It's a studio. Small. Maybe 400 square feet. The windows face a brick wall. So there are no birds to watch. No squirrels. No trouble the squirrel taunting us from his branch. Just ... wall. Red brick. Mortar. Nothing. Michael tries. God. He tries. He bought the same food we eat at Sarah's. The same litter. He even bought the exact same cat tree, down to the beige carpet covering, and the dangly toy mouse we both ignore, because we're not kittens anymore, and that toy is frankly insulting. But it doesn't matter. It's not home. Home isn't furniture or food or familiar smell, so those help. Home is everyone together. Home is Sarah making coffee in the morning. The specific sound of her spoon against her favorite mug. Home is Michael's laugh when we do something stupid. Home is both of them, together, creating the safety net we built our entire sense of security around. Week 1, we're at apartment 101 with Sarah. Week 2, we're at Michael's place. Back and forth, like a pendulum that never stops swinging. Like we're the weight at the bottom, just going along for the ride, making everything tick. You know what the worst part is? They both try so hard, so desperately hard, and somehow that makes it worse. Sarah overcompensates. New toys every week. Different brands, different shapes. Like maybe the right toy will make us forget our family is broken. Fancy treats. The expensive ones with real salmon and no byproducts. She talks to us more now, filling the silence where Michael's voice used to be. "How was your day, Max?" she'll ask while scooping our dinner. Like I'm going to answer, like I can tell her that my day was fine until I remember that this is my life now, split in two, and there's no going back. "Did you see the cardinal outside?" she'll say, trying to sound cheerful. "He was looking right at you. I think he remembers you from last year." I want to tell her, "Mom, I don't care about the cardinal. I care that you're eating cereal for dinner again because you forgot to cook. I care that you fall asleep on the couch with the TV on because the bed feels too big now. I care that sometimes I hear you crying in the bathroom when you think we're asleep. I care that you're breaking too, and I can't fix it. But I'm a cat, so I just headbutt her hand and purr, hoping she understands. That means, I see you, I love you. You're not alone, and Michael... Michael's apartment smells wrong. It smells like takeout containers and desperation, like someone trying to build a home out of cardboard boxers and good intentions. He bought the exact same cat tree we had at 101, but it doesn't matter. It's positioned wrong. The angle is off. The light doesn't hit it the same way. He plays with us more at his place, overcompensates in his own way. Every night, without fail, he gets out the feather wand, tries to make us chase it like we used to, like play can substitute for stability. Sometimes I participate because I feel bad for him. Sometimes Luna does. But it's different now. We're going through the motions. performing happiness for the humans who broke our world. Michael talks to us too, different than Sarah. He explains things. Justifies. You guys are doing great, he'll say while refilling our water bowls. This is working out fine. See? You're adapting. We're not adapting. We're surviving. There's a difference. Sarah and I, we couldn't make it work. But we both love you guys so much. You know that, right? I want to tell him, Dad, love isn't the problem. We never doubted the love. But love without stability is just chaos with good intentions. Love without a home is just two people trying their best and failing anyway. But I'm a cat, so I just meow and rub against his leg and let him believe we're okay. Every Sunday night, or every other Sunday night, the ritual begins. Sarah gets out our carriers. She doesn't look at us when she does it. I think it hurts too much. She busies herself with preparation. Checks the latches, lines them with our favorite blankets, puts treats inside like we're stupid enough to fall for that trick. Then it's my turn. I don't fight like Luna does. I go quietly. Compliant? The good cat. The easy one. Sarah probably thinks I'm adjusting better, that I'm resilient. Strong. The one they don't have to worry about. But here's what nobody knows. I'm not being good. I'm being strategic. I'm quiet, because if I'm quiet, the exchange happens faster. If I'm quiet, Luna suffers less. If I'm quiet, maybe they. I'll see how wrong this is, without me having to shred anyone's hand to prove it. I'm not strong. I'm just better at hiding my breaking. Last Sunday, something different happened. Michael was putting Luna's carrier in his car when she started thrashing. Really thrashing. Throwing her whole body against the sides, screaming like she was being murdered. She's done this before, but never this bad, never this violent. It sounded like she was dying. Michael froze. Hand on the car door, Luna's carrier shaking in his other hand, completely paralyzed by the sound of her panic. Sarah started crying, not quiet crying. Loud, ugly crying, the kind you can't control or hide or apologize for later. And for one perfect, terrible moment, they looked at each other. Really looked. Looked? Not the careful, polite glances they've perfected. Not the practiced courtesy. They looked at each other with full recognition of what they've done, what they're doing, what this is costing. I saw it in their eyes, both of them, that recognition that this wasn't working, that this was destroying us. That shared custody sounded good in theory, sounded fair and mature and like the right thing to do, but in practice was just organized trauma every 14 days. Maybe we should... ... double quotes, Sarah started. Her voice cracked. She couldn't finish. I don't know, Michael said. And he sounded lost, completely, utterly lost. And then the moment passed. Michael put Luna in his car. Sarah got in hers. They drove away in opposite directions, taking their half of the family with them. Separate, always separate. Luna cried for the entire drive to Michael's apartment. 23 minutes of non-stop distress. I sat in my carrier next to hers, trying to project calm, trying to tell her with my presence, I'm here. We're together. We'll survive this. But I was lying. To her. To myself. Because I don't know if we'll survive this. Not really. Not in any way that matters. Luna's not doing well. I need to say that out loud because Sarah and Michael keep pretending everything's fine. They ask the vet if we're eating. Yes, we're eating. They ask if we're using the litter box. Yes, we're using the litter box. They ask if we seem healthy. Physically, sure. Physically, we're fine. Blood works good. Weight's stable. Teeth are clean. Congratulations, we're medically perfect specimens of feline health. But nobody's asking the right question. Are they happy? Luna's stopped playing. You remember how I told you about her purr? That tiny motorcycle engine? It's gone. She doesn't purr anymore. Not at Sarah's place. Not at Michael's place. Not anywhere. Her that fundamental expression of cat contentment has just disappeared. Like it never existed. She's 2 years old. She should be in her prime, chasing shadows, stalking dust particles, doing those ridiculous 3 a.m. zoomies that make humans curse and threaten to return us to wherever they think we came from. But she just lies. There, on whatever bed or couch is nearest, staring at nothing, processing a grief she doesn't have language for. Last week, Sarah bought her favorite treats. The salmon ones that used to make Luna do actual backflips, used to make her so excited she'd forget how to cat, just spin in circles, meowing until someone opened the bag. Sarah shook the bag, that specific crinkle sound that used to summon us from anywhere in the apartment. Luna lifted her head, sniffed, and walked away. Sarah called. Michael crying. I heard the whole thing. She was convinced Luna was sick, dying. Something must be wrong. She listed symptoms: lethargy, decreased appetite, lack of grooming, social withdrawal. She sounded like she was reading from a depression checklist, which, I guess, she was. Michael said maybe they should take her to the vet again. Run more tests. Blood work? Urinalyses. Maybe X. Neither of them said what they both knew. Luna's not sick. Luna's heartbroken. There's this thing humans don't understand about cats. You think we're solitary creatures? Independent. That we only love you for the food, and the warm spots, and the occasional head scratch. That we're fundamentally selfish, incapable of real attachment. But here's the truth. Cats are family animals. We form bonds, deep, complex bonds. We create units. We build our entire sense of safety around the people and animals we love. Our social structure might look different than yours. We don't need constant interaction. We value our space, but it's no less real. And when that unit breaks, when the family we built our whole world around splits in two, when the people who are supposed to be our constant become variables, we don't know how to cope. We don't have therapy. We don't have friends to call. We do want to have support groups, or self-help books, or the language to say, I am not okay. This hurts. Please make it stop. All we can do is withdraw. Get quiet. Hope someone notices. Hope someone cares enough to fix it. I try to help her. I groom her even when she doesn't want it. Licking her ears clean, smoothing down the fur on her head that's gotten matted because she's stopped grooming herself. I sleep pressed against her, so she knows she's not alone. I bring her my favorite mouse toytha, one that squeaks and she used to love stealing from me. We'd fight over it, play fight, rolling around like idiots. Good times. She doesn't even look at it now. And here's what kills me. On the nights we're at Michael's place, Luna sits by the door. Sits there. Waiting. I think she's waiting for Sarah to walk through. To realize this is all a mistake. To take us home real home and make everything right again. On the nights we're at Sarah's place, Luna does the same thing. Sits by the door, waiting for Michael. Waiting for the family to be complete again. She's waiting for a family that doesn't exist anymore. Every other Sunday at 6 p.m., they meet in the parking lot. I've described this, but I need you to understand. It's not getting easier. It's getting harder. Every exchange is worse than the last because we know what's coming. And knowledge doesn't bring peace. It brings dread. The routine never changes. Sarah pulls up first. Engine running. Michael arrives exactly 2 minutes later. The precision is almost funny, except nothing about this is funny. They don't hug. They barely make eye contact. The conversation is identical every time. Hey, how were they? Good. Fine. You know. Yeah, that's it. Their entire communication. Then the transfer. Sarah opens our carriers. Luna, Chris. Michael takes her first. I go quietly. Doors close. Cars drive away. But last Sunday, something happened. Michael was putting Luna's carrier in his back seat when she completely lost it. Thrashing. screaming, throwing herself against the sides like a wild animal. Not the usual protest. This was different. This was a nervous breakdown in real time. Michael froze. Hand on the car door, Luna shaking in his other hand. Sarah started crying. Loud, ugly, uncontrollable. They looked at each other. Really looked. And I saw it, that moment of recognition. That this wasn't working. That this was killing us. That all their careful planning and mature co-parenting and best intentions were just elaborate ways to destroy their cat slowly. Maybe we should ... double quotes, Sarah said. I don't know, Michael whispered. And then the moment passed. Cars drove away. Another exchange. Complete. I need to tell you something I'm ashamed of. Last week, at Michael's apartment, I stopped eating. Not because the food was bad. Not because I was sick. But because I was tired. So deeply. Bone tired of pretending this was okay. Of being the stable one. De good. Catalan. The one who doesn't cause problems. For 3 days, I didn't touch my food. Michael noticed on day 2. Started to panic on day 3. Tried different foods. Wet food? Dry food? Those expensive freeze-dried treats that cost more per ounce than human steak. Nothing, he called Sarah, voice shaking. Se came Aubert to Michael's apartment. First time since he moved out 4 months ago. They sat on opposite ends of the couch. Which is ridiculous because it's a studio apartment and the couch is 4 feet long, watching me and Luna like we were exhibits in a museum of their failure. Do you think they're depressed? Sarah asked. Her voice was small. Yes, I wanted to scream. Yes, we're depressed. You broke our family and expect us to be fine with scheduled custody exchanges like we read library books. Michael ran his hands through his hair. That thing he does when he's stressed. Maybe we should talk to a vet about anxiety medication. Anxiety medication. Like pills can fix what love broke. That's when Luna did something she's never done before. She didn't run. Walked over to the couch, climbed up, and sat exactly in the middle, between Sarah and Michael. In the space where neither of them were sitting. The space that used to exist between them in bed. The safe space. The family space. Then she looked at me. And I understood. Primera jumped up, sat on the other side of Luna. The 4 of us Fenellian. The same space. Together, Luna started purring. It was quiet, rusty from disuse, like an engine that hasn't been started in months. But it was there. That tiny motorcycle engine sputtering back to life. Sarah started crying. Again. But different this time. Michael's eyes got wet. And for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. We just existed together, the way families should. They talked that night, really talked for the first time in months. I couldn't hear everything from my spot on the cat tree, but I caught pieces. They're not adjusting ... I know. I thought they would, but ... Luna stopped grooming herself. Did you notice? Max won't play anymore. He used to love that feather wand. I hate this. I hate this too. Then Sarah said something that changed everything. We couldn't make it work. He did that. We tried, and we couldn't. But they shouldn't have to suffer because we failed. Michael was quiet for a long time. Then, what are you suggesting? I don't know. I can't keep doing the exchanges. I can't keep watching Luna cry in that carrier. And Max is so stoic, but I know he's hurting too. So, what do we do? I don't know, but we need to figure something out. For them, they're talking about options now. Real options. Not perfect ones. Nothing about this is perfect, but better ones. Option 1. Luna and I stay with Sarah at apartment 101. Michael visits regularly. Actual visits, not exchanges. E como esto, plays with us in our space. Then leaves. No carriers. no car rides, no being split in two. Option 2. They find a way to live closer, not together. They've both been clear that's not happening, but close enough that visits are easy, close enough that we're not prisoners of a custody schedule. Option 3. One of them takes us full-time, and the other lets go. I don't know which one they'll choose. I don't know if any of them will work. But here's what I do know. They're finally listening, not to each other. They're still figuring that out, but to us, to Luna's silence and my hunger strike, and the way we both light up when we all together. Even if that together is complicated and messy and not what anyone planned. Last night, Luna purred herself to sleep between Sarah and Michael on that tiny studio couch, with me at their feet. She purred. It wasn't the roar it used to be. It was quieter, tentative. Like she wasn't quite sure it was safe to be happy again. But it was there. You know what's funny? Humans think they're so complicated. They think love is this big, mysterious thing that requires perfect circumstances and flawless timing and everything aligned just right. But cats, we know better. Love isn't about perfection. It's not about staying together when you should separate or forcing things that don't work. Love is about showing up. It's about making hard choices that hurt you but help the ones you care about. It asks about recognizing when the plan is unworking and having the courage to make a new one. Sarah and Michael's marriage ended. That's okay. Marriages end. People change. Paths diverge. That's life. But their responsibility to Luna and me, that doesn't end. That can't end. Because we didn't choose this. We didn't choose to have our world split in two every other week. And I hope they're finally understanding that. It's been 2 weeks since that night on the couch. Here's where we are. Michael didn't take us back to his studio. We stayed at apartment 101. All of us. He's been coming over 3 times a week, brings lunch, plays with us for an hour, helps Sarah with things around the apartment, fixes the leaky faucet she's been ignoring, replaces light bulbs, waters the plants. It's weird. It's awkward. But it's better. Luna's purring more. Still not as much as before, but more. She has started playing again, little bursts of energy where she'll chase a toy for a minute before remembering she's supposed to be sad. Progress isn't linear. Some days are better than others. Last Tuesday, Luna hid under the bed again when she heard Michael's key in the door. She thought it was exchange day. It wasn't. Michael crawled under the bed with her, stayed there for 20 minutes, just talking quietly until she understood. He's not here to take her away. He's just here to visit 2%, to love her in whatever way this new reality allows. They're talking about making it permanent. This new arrangement. Michael's even considering moving back to this neighborhood, not in this building, but close. Close enough that visits don't require planning and schedules. Close enough that we're a family again, just a different kind of family. I don't know how this story ends. Maybe in 6 months, Luna and I will be thriving. Maybe we'll be back in that parking lot. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just a cat. But here's what I've learned. Families are undefined by walls or addresses or who sleeps where. Families are defined by who shows up, who listens, who makes sacrifices, who tries to do right by the ones who depend on them. Right now, Luna's in her spot by the window. The afternoon sun is hitting just right, making her gray fur look silver. She's watching a robin build a nest in the oak tree, and she's purring. Sarah's in the kitchen, making dinner. Michael's supposed to come by later, something about fixing the garbage disposal. It's not the life we had 6 months ago. It's not perfect. It's not what anyone would have chosen. But it's ours, and for Luna and me. For now. That's enough. If you're going through something similar, if your family is breaking apart and you've got pets caught in the middle, please listen to them. They can't tell you in words, but they're telling you in every other way they know how. Watch their behavior. Notice the changes. see their pain, and then do something about it. Because shared custody might work for human kids who can understand calendars and reasons. But for us, for cats and dogs and all the animals who just want to love and be loved, we need you to be creative, to be flexibly, to put us first. Even when it's hard, we need you to remember that we're family too. This is Max, signing off from Apartment 101. Take care of each other. Take care of your pets. And remember, love doesn't end when relationships do. It just changes shape.